The picture on my wife's best friend's social media feed showed a wild party. In the photo, nestled deep in the cleavage revealed by my wife's low-cut top, was a clear set of teeth marks. I asked my wife, Tiffany, about it, and she snapped back at me, her voice raised. "Are you crazy, Ethan? What's there to ask? It was my classmate's cat. It went berserk and accidentally bit me." Right. Was this cat some kind of shape-shifting spirit, capable of leaving human bite marks? Fine. I was determined to catch this cat and see what kind of teeth it really had. Late that night, I was still working overtime, even though I was already several days into a business trip. My stomach growled, and my head swam with exhaustion. I made myself a cup of instant noodles and started slurping them down while scrolling through my social media feed. I didn't want to disturb Tiffany while she was sleeping, so I decided to check her updates instead. The very first post that popped up was a picture from Tiffany's best friend, Sarah, showing a late-night party in full swing. I immediately spotted Tiffany in the photo. She was wearing a plunging V-neck halter dress that showed off a generous amount of cleavage. Then, I noticed it, a distinct set of teeth marks nestled deep within that cleavage. Alarms went off in my head. I quickly tapped the image, zooming in again and again. I looked at it countless times. No matter how much I wanted to delude myself, it was undeniably a human bite mark. I immediately called Tiffany, demanding an explanation. Tiffany, on the other end of the line, was furious. "Are you insane? What's there to ask? It was my classmate's cat. It went nuts and bit me. I'm exhausted today. I'm heading home to sleep. Goodbye." Tiffany hung up on me after yelling, not giving me a chance to speak. I called back, and Sarah answered. She chuckled and tried to smooth things over. Tiffany had a bit too much to drink. "I'm driving her home right now. Don't worry, the bite mark on her chest is from my cat. Don't be so jealous." I clearly remembered that Tiffany's friend Sarah was deathly afraid of cats. In fact, Tiffany had gotten rid of the cat I used to own precisely because of Sarah's phobia. And now she was telling me it was her cat that bit Tiffany? A sharp pain stabbed through my heart. I didn't want to believe it was true. At least, ever since I met Tiffany, she was the only one in my heart and in my eyes. I loved her fiercely, doted on her, and tried to take care of everything so she wouldn't have to worry about a thing. I buried myself in work, striving to earn more money to give her the best life possible. Clinging to one last shred of hope, I ordered takeout to be delivered to our apartment. I contacted the delivery driver, transferred him $500, and asked him to stake out the front of our building and observe any activity. Soon, the delivery driver sent me a video. In the video, Tiffany and a man were embracing and cuddling as they entered our apartment. Seeing the video, my heart finally turned to ice. I suppressed the trembling that racked my body and sent a text message to the delivery driver. I asked him to take the takeout and knock on our door, observing the situation inside. The delivery driver quickly replied, saying that Tiffany had opened the door wearing a bathrobe. She initially refused to accept the takeout, but a man's voice inside urged her to take it, and she quickly grabbed the food and shut the door. I immediately called Tiffany. She answered, her voice harsh. "Are you going to keep this up? How many times are you going to call me in one night?" I suppressed my anger and said calmly, "Tiffany, I ordered you some takeout." The delivery driver just arrived, but the woman who opened the door refused to accept it. A man inside had to tell her to take it. He was afraid he had the wrong address, so he called me to check. "What's going on?" The Xiaozhong arrogance in Tiffany's voice vanished instantly, replaced by a nervous tremor. "Oh, you ordered it. I thought it was some kind of scam." The delivery guy looked dumb and seemed hard of hearing. "The person talking inside the house is my best friend." "Oh, I see." Tiffany sounded displeased. "It's late. I'm going to sleep. Stop being so suspicious. We've been together for so many years. How can you not trust me? Aren't you hurting my feelings?" I gritted my teeth and said, No, I trust you the most." Tiffany said offhandedly, "Okay, then I'm hanging up. Go to sleep early." I slammed my phone onto the sofa. I pulled out a cigarette and squatted on the balcony, smoking one after another. My lungs have always been weak, and I rarely smoke except for business necessities. I coughed violently as I puffed out smoke rings. Feelings of disappointment, heartbreak, and pain tore me apart. After finishing the cigarettes, I ordered several bottles of liquor and guzzled them down, one after another. I drank myself into oblivion, collapsing on the floor where I lay for the entire night. The next afternoon, a colleague came to call me for a business meeting, which woke me up. I pulled myself together, completed my work, and hastily requested time off from the company. Then, I rushed back home without stopping. After arriving at the entrance to my apartment building, I ordered takeout again. After confirming that no one was home, I quietly slipped into the apartment. I fiddled around for a long time, finally managing to install hidden cameras. Then, I snuck out again. I went straight to a small motel near the entrance of the complex and checked in. Once inside the motel room, I immediately opened the camera's live feed and waited patiently. As dusk approached, Tiffany finally entered the camera's view, embracing a man. "Tiffany, did you have fun today?" Tiffany snuggled into the man's arms. "It was fun, but, Tony, when will I get to act? I don't want to just be a spectator forever." The man, Tony, playfully pinched Tiffany's nose. "Then you'd better serve me well today. Make me feel like a real bull, and then I'll take care of your business." Tiffany laughed coquettishly. The scene instantly became unbearable to watch. Tiffany's wanton behavior astonished me. It turned out that the pure, shy, and reserved demeanor she presented to me was all an act. Watching their disgusting actions and listening to their repulsive words, I was so enraged that I vomited up everything I had eaten that day. After about 10 minutes, the battle in the feed finally ended. I deliberately chose this moment to call Tiffany. "Tiffany, I'm back. I'm at the door, but I forgot my keys. Open up for me." Tiffany was so flustered that she stammered. You're back? At this time?" I chuckled and replied, "It's a big surprise. Open the door, my darling." Tiffany hesitated. Wait a minute, I'm taking a shower." In the live feed, two naked figures immediately scrambled up and started bustling around, hiding here and there. Finally, Tiffany said, "Tony, don't hide under the bed. It's too easy to get caught. You should climb out onto the air conditioning unit outside the balcony. That way, my husband won't find you when he comes in." "That's too dangerous." After some arguing, the man ultimately hid under the bed. Then, Tiffany hurried to open the door. Soon, my phone rang. It was Tiffany. "Honey, didn't you say you were at the door? I opened it, but I didn't see you." "Haha. Honey, I was just joking. I ordered you takeout. It's at the door. I'm not back yet. I still have a lot of work to do." Tiffany's voice was filled with relief. "No rush, no rush. Honey, you work hard." In the camera feed, Tiffany walked in carrying the takeout. She called out to the man hiding under the bed, and the two of them began to happily eat the takeout I had ordered. "Your man is quite sweet to you, huh? He can still order takeout while he's busy working overtime on a business trip, and he's always thinking of you. What's the use of that? He's just a useless loser. He's not like you. Tony, with your connections, you've managed so many famous stars." Tony laughed heartily. "I can help you, but being the female lead isn't easy. The investors in the film industry all need to be taken care of. Does your family have enough money?" Tiffany wanting to be a star? What a pipe dream. She was living in a fantasy world. "Don't worry, my man may be useless, but he's obedient. He listens to everything I say. His money is basically mine. I'll get it all and give it to you, Tony. It's not going to be a small amount of money, though, and it's best for us girls to be unmarried when we debut. If it's not enough, I'll use his information to take out loans. He has a job, a pretty respectable one, and good credit. He can borrow a lot. We just had a wedding ceremony. Don't worry, I didn't register the marriage with him. If your man finds out, won't he be furious? It's better if he gets angry and dies. I specifically bought life insurance for him, and I'm the beneficiary. If he dies, I'll get a lot of money." The two people in the feed laughed outrageously. I was so angry that my entire body trembled. I clutched my head and knelt on the ground, weeping bitterly. I pounded my fists against the wall in a rage. My hands were bloody and bruised, but I couldn't feel the pain. After all, the pain of my flesh was nothing compared to the pain in my heart. While I was suffering here, the live feed from my phone showed the two scoundrels continuing to laugh and joke. Why should the person who gave their true heart have to endure this excruciating pain, while the deceitful villains were having a good time? No, it should be the two of them who should swallow 10,000 needles. After cooling down for 2 days, I called Tiffany's parents and then swaggered back home. Tiffany, seeing me return, greeted me with a cheerful smile. "Honey, I saw a pair of bracelets yesterday that were so beautiful. You finished that project on your business trip, right? Did you get a bonus? A big one, I hope." Whenever I received money, she would want to buy things. I had always been completely compliant with her, but this time, I would absolutely not give in. "I'm not sure this time. The company is having some financial difficulties recently, so the payment might be delayed." Tiffany's expression instantly changed, but after a moment, she affectionately wrapped her arm around mine. "How can the company do that? But you must have some savings, right? Transfer $10,000 to me first. I'll buy the bracelets, and we'll tighten our belts and live frugally. It'll be fine once the bonus comes through. I suppressed my disgust and slowly pried her hand away. Honey, we need to save money now. We can't waste a single penny. We won't buy the bracelets. Tiffany erupted in anger, yelling at me. Why? If you're not spending your money on me, who are you going to spend it on? I calmly and slowly said, I've invited your younger brother and your parents over. Isn't your brother dating someone now? When the time comes, we'll need a house and a betrothal gift. Your parents said they wanted to come to the city to see the house. I know you're always filial, so you'll definitely want to help with this. Tiffany was both angry and furious. My useless brother wants to buy a house. He can't even find a job. How can he afford a mortgage? Why are you bothering with them? Haven't you been a sucker long enough? Humph. So you know I'm a sucker. Ever since Tiffany and I got together, her parents would ask me for small amounts of money every 3 days and large amounts of money every 2 weeks. I loved Tiffany deeply, and naturally, I loved her family as well. I couldn't refuse her parents and brother, so I could only let them bleed me dry. I feigned a look of grievance. What can I do? Your parents are already here. They're determined to buy a house. I can't stop them. Just then, my phone rang. I glanced at the screen and then held it up in front of Tiffany. Your parents are here. Let's go pick them up together. We picked up Tiffany's parents and brother and headed straight to the 5-star hotel I had booked in advance. Tiffany's parents and brother didn't even touch the food or drinks. They got straight to the point. Son-in-law, your brother-in-law has looked at several places online. We'll go see the houses tomorrow. Before I could even speak, Tiffany hurriedly shouted, Can't this expensive food shut you up? Do you even have the money to buy a house? And you want to go see houses? Tiffany's mother stopped her husband, who was about to lose his temper, and said softly to Tiffany, If you guys help out a little, wouldn't that be enough for the down payment? It's not too difficult for our son-in-law to come up with enough for a down payment. At worst, we can borrow some. Tiffany was furious. Where would we get the money? We still have our own mortgage to pay. We don't have money to buy you a house. It's not like you don't have a place to live. Tiffany's father couldn't hold back any longer. He slammed his wine glass on the table. Shut up, you brat. Is there a place for you to speak when the men are talking? Tiffany, spoiled rotten by me, couldn't stand this kind of treatment anymore. She slammed her hand on the table and challenged her father. You called me a brat and told me to shut up? Dad, whose generosity are you enjoying now? Without me, would you be living this good life? Tiffany's father roared in anger. I'm enjoying my son-in-law's generosity. What does it have to do with you, you brat? Behave yourself and don't cause trouble for my son-in-law. Tiffany's brother immediately stood up and started criticizing his sister as well. Tiffany was furious, and she started arguing with them fiercely. I sat on the sidelines, quietly watching the battle. Tiffany was outnumbered, 1 against 3. She was like a caged, angry turkey. Tiffany started throwing plates and bowls, pointing at the 3 of them and yelling, You family of blood-sucking losers, get out, get out, get out of here. Don't even think about sucking my blood again. I have nothing to do with you. Tiffany's father was furious. He slapped Tiffany across her heavily made-up face. Tiffany screamed in pain, and a bright red handprint instantly appeared on her tender cheek. Tiffany went berserk and pounced on her father and brother, starting to fight them. As she fought, she shouted, Honey, help me. These people are going to kill me. Seeing Tiffany beaten like a plucked, bald chicken, I finally got up slowly and separated Tiffany from her father and brother. I quickly stepped forward and patted Tiffany's back to comfort her. Okay, Tiffany, don't be too upset. There's no such thing as holding grudges overnight with family. Her father and brother nodded repeatedly in agreement. That's right, son-in-law, we're all family. You must help us with the down payment for the house. I patted my chest. You're right, father-in-law. Of course, I'll help. I'll do whatever it takes. Hearing this, Tiffany shrieked hysterically at me. Ethan, you dare. Seeing Tiffany's attitude, her parents and brother started throwing a tantrum. Tiffany's parents collapsed on the floor, wailing and cursing Tiffany as an ungrateful, heartless wretch. Her brother pointed his finger at Tiffany's nose, spewing a stream of incredibly foul language. Although Tiffany had already been beaten to a pulp, hearing these words reignited her fighting spirit, and she prepared to battle her father and brother again. I quickly pulled Tiffany away, turning back to soothe her parents as we left. Mr. and Mrs. Lee, you should go to the hotel next door and rest. I've already booked a room for you. We'll talk later. As soon as I pulled Tiffany into the car, she exploded. You're not giving them any money. I'm serious, you hear me. If you dare give them money, you'll see. Honey, where would I get the money? I was planning to sell the car and borrow money from all our relatives and friends. That should be enough for a down payment. We'll just have to endure some hardship. At least we'll fulfill your father's wish. After all, he raised you. Bullshit, what upbringing? From childhood, he gave everything good to his son. Now he's still sucking my blood and drinking my flesh, and he dares to scold me. Tiffany grew angrier and angrier. We don't even have enough money for ourselves, and you want to give it to outsiders? I think you're out of your mind. It's not that bad, honey. The money I earn is still quite sufficient. We're not short of money. Tiffany immediately opened her mouth to retort, but I didn't want to hear her yelling, so I continued. But there's one thing that might be regrettable. A couple of days ago, a director friend of mine came to our city. I told him about your desire to become an actress and showed him your picture. He looked at the photo and was quite satisfied with you. Tiffany's eyes widened instantly. Really? Then what are we waiting for? Hurry up and arrange for me to meet your friend. I pretended to be conflicted. Tiffany, maybe we shouldn't contact him for now. My friend said that someone like you, with no experience, needs to invest a lot of money up front. But now your parents want to buy a house. Tiffany immediately threw herself into my arms, cooing repeatedly. What buying? Even if you manage to scrape together the down payment to buy them a house, they won't be able to pay the mortgage. Then you'll have to work your butt off to pay it for them. It's better to invest all the family's money in me. I'll earn it back for you quickly. I pretended to be very troubled and pulled her away. Honey, I have to drive. Stop it. I'll think about it. Tiffany frowned and pouted, muttering, What's there to think about? Seeing that she had completely fallen for the trap, I curled my lips into an almost imperceptible smile. After returning home, Tiffany was extremely attentive and enthusiastic towards me, even pestering me all night. So, I pretended to be helpless and agreed to let her meet my friend first. The next day, Tiffany dressed up like a colorful butterfly and excitedly dragged me to the meeting. When she saw my friend, she immediately launched into a barrage of praise. My friend, of course, also praised her lavishly, but he kept deliberately hinting that Tiffany needed some enhancements, courtesy of expensive cosmetic procedures. From Tiffany's face to her chest to her buttocks, my friend pointed out many flaws. He spoke eloquently, and Tiffany listened with rapt attention. Before leaving, my friend even gave Tiffany a business card, saying that this beauty clinic was the best for plastic surgery. That night, Tiffany went to the beauty clinic. After returning, glowing, she pestered me for money to get plastic surgery. But I beat her to the punch, hugging her and lamenting my financial woes. Honey, this afternoon our company issued a new notice. They're encouraging all employees to invest in the company by buying some company stock. Those of us in management need to set an example. There's not a penny to spare at home right now. And your brother and father are practically calling me 24/7, clamoring for me to look at houses. This, that, everything needs money. Are they more important, or am I, your wife, more important? I swore to heaven. Of course, my wife is more important. But honey, if I lose my job, how will I earn money to buy you things in the future? Then buy less company stock, just enough to make it look good, and give me the rest of the money. Sigh, after buying the stock, there won't be much money left. I took her hands, my face full of worry. Honey, maybe we should wait a while before doing the plastic surgery. There's no way we can scrape together enough money now. Tiffany was so anxious that she jumped up and down. How can we do that? Time waits for no one. If time passes, what if the director finds someone else to film the movie? I gently coaxed her. Then how about you find someone you know, and we'll get a cheaper procedure. And then just focus on the most important areas first, like your chest. Honey, I don't think your breast shape is very good. Tiffany nodded. You're right. I need to get it done first. Hurry up and get the money for me. As she spoke, she began to make inquiries. I had specifically contacted some medical beauty scam artists and provided them with Tiffany's contact information. Tiffany was busy as a bee and quickly chose the most economical one. While she was busy with plastic surgery, her parents and brother were even busier, starting to stake out my company's entrance. Having calculated the timing, I deliberately let her father and brother block me outside the company after work one day. Tiffany's father grabbed me and wanted to take me to see a house. Son-in-law, come on, let's go see the house. There's one place we all really like. Let's go put down a deposit quickly before someone else snatches it up. I pulled away from Tiffany's father's hand and sighed deeply. Father-in-law, it's not possible now. Tiffany needs plastic surgery. There's no money at home. Tiffany's brother was full of disdain. My sister wants plastic surgery? Is she out of her mind? What does she want to look like? Like a fairy? I was full of worry. It can't be helped. Your sister wants to become an actress now. For an actress, appearance is very important. If she doesn't get surgery, the director won't choose her. Tiffany's father gnashed his teeth in anger. That wretched girl. After all these years, she's still daydreaming. She's already married, and she still can't settle down and live a normal life. She's always thinking about this and that. Tiffany's brother was even more indignant. That's right, brother-in-law. My sister's ugly looks are only slightly better than a sow's. And she wants to be an actress, a star? I spit. Tiffany's father was unreasonable. I don't care, son-in-law, you must help us buy it. It was you who called a few days ago, saying that your brother-in-law was dating someone and was about to get married, and you advised us to buy a house. I sighed repeatedly. Wasn't I doing it for my brother-in-law's good? How was I supposed to know that Tiffany wouldn't let me help? I won't say any more. Tiffany just had breast augmentation surgery. I need to buy some good food to nourish her. Tiffany's brother was eager to fight. Breast augmentation surgery? That bitch is truly bitchy. Does being an actress require showing off your breasts? Brother-in-law, you're a fool. Do you want to be a cuckold? I stopped him and complained. Brother-in-law, you can't say that. She's your own sister. Although I also want her to stay home and live a peaceful life, she keeps clamoring to be an actress. There's nothing I can do. Brother-in-law, are you even a man? Come on, I'll go with you to pick up my sister. I'll show her. Seeing Tiffany's brother looking like he wanted to eat someone, I was secretly delighted. When we arrived at the beauty clinic, I took Tiffany and her brother to pay the bill. After paying the bill, Tiffany's brother was even angrier. What? Just for breast implants. It costs $60,000. Tiffany snorted coldly. You're so ignorant. This is the cheapest one. Now that your brother-in-law is short on cash, I could only ask someone to do this 3-no product first. When I get the money, I'll get a full-body makeover. The meaning of 3-no product refers to products that have no production date, no quality certificate, and no factory name. You're a monster with a pig's face and a dog's body, and you want a full-body makeover? What do you think you can turn into? You'll still be an ugly freak. Tiffany rushed forward to slap her brother's face. You brat, how dare you talk to me like that? I'm your sister. Unexpectedly, her slap didn't land. Instead, Tiffany's brother grabbed her arm. Tiffany was furious and kicked her brother right in his groin. Tiffany's brother immediately clamped his legs together, screaming in pain. Tiffany clapped her hands and laughed wildly. Haha, brat, you dare to fight me? You should know you'll always be the younger brother. Only then did I step forward to mediate, pulling Tiffany's brother away while saying to Tiffany, Okay, you two stop fighting. Let's get in the car quickly, and we'll go home early. I had just been driving for a short while when Tiffany's brother reached out from the back seat and forcefully grabbed and squeezed Tiffany's newly made breasts. You got breast implants, right? Let me see how good they are. Tiffany struggled, but how could her brother let her go? Instead, he squeezed and pulled, with such force that you could hear it. Tiffany screamed and cursed, but her brother wouldn't let her go. I pretended to break up the fight. Okay, you two stop it. Brother-in-law, let go of your sister. Your sister was wrong today. I apologize to you on her behalf. Tiffany's brother completely ignored me, only yelling at his sister. Tiffany, I'm asking you, are you willing to help me pay the down payment or not? Tiffany screamed hysterically. What are you yelling in my ear for? There's no money, no money, no money to buy you a house, you pauper. If you want to buy a house, buy it yourself. Tiffany's brother was even angrier. He pinned Tiffany against the car door and then punched her hard in the chest. With a pop, Tiffany's breast implant burst. Tiffany screamed in agony, while her brother in the back seat giggled mockingly. TSK, this is a $60,000 breast implant? So fragile. It burst with just one punch. Tiffany was beyond caring about anything else, only wailing. Honey, go back, turn around quickly, back to the beauty clinic. I quickly turned the car around and headed back to the beauty clinic. Tiffany's brother said impatiently from behind me, Brother-in-law, why bother? Just consider it a lesson learned, to prevent her from daydreaming all the time. I ignored him and quickly got Tiffany to the beauty clinic. The clinic's doctor examined her and said that it was caused by human force and was not covered by the warranty. Moreover, he said that the breast was severely damaged, and if it were to be repaired, it would cost 3 times as much. Before I could even speak, Tiffany's brother yelled, Are you robbing us? We're not getting it fixed. Let's go. Brother-in-law, let's go. You bastard, get out of here. When I'm better, I'll report you to the police. After scolding her brother, Tiffany turned to me, crying pitifully. Honey, we have to fix it. I'm in a lot of pain. If you don't fix it, I'll die. I looked troubled, pretending to find it difficult to speak. Honey, you know, I have no money left. Let alone 3 times. I can't even scrape together enough for 1 time. The beauty clinic doctor's face immediately changed. Then I'm sorry. Our clinic doesn't offer credit. I advise you to find a cheaper clinic to treat her. Her breast needs to be treated quickly. After saying that, the doctor turned and left. Tiffany burst into tears. Tiffany's brother, after all, still had a bit of humanity. He said to me, Brother-in-law, let's take her to the City People's Hospital. We can claim medical insurance there. So, I drove Tiffany to the City People's Hospital again. The doctor at the People's Hospital said that Tiffany had undergone toxic cosmetic surgery. The breast augmentation surgery itself was poorly done and would have serious consequences in the future. Now that the breast was completely ruined, the only option was to remove it. Otherwise, the remnants left in the body would cause endless harm. Tiffany was dumbfounded when she heard this. I immediately made the decision for her, saying firmly to the doctor, Remove it. We'll remove it. Hearing my words, Tiffany finally reacted, screaming and yelling. No, I don't want to. I won't remove it. I coaxed her. Honey, what does it matter? I don't care. No matter what you become, I will always love you. I love you, not your body. It's just your chest. It's not a big deal. Tiffany howled like her mother had died. Ah, without breasts, how can I be an actress? What woman doesn't have breasts? Tiffany's brother, who had been leaning against the wall and hadn't spoken, yelled. What are you howling for? Is your life more important or your breasts? You brainless idiot. With no other choice, Tiffany could only nod obediently. Soon, she underwent surgery to remove both breasts. After the mastectomy, Tiffany's parents came to the hospital to visit her. Their family gathered around the hospital bed, and her brother started by saying, Tiffany, from now on, just live a good life with my brother-in-law and stop causing trouble. Her father also chimed in, telling me to hurry up. I smiled silently. Tiffany's brother became even more impatient. Brother-in-law, let's go put down the deposit quickly, and then you hurry up and scrape together the down payment. I thought that Tiffany would be so angry after hearing these words that she would jump out of bed and fight with her family. But she was uncharacteristically calm. She lay in bed, scrolling through her phone, not saying a word. So I had to come up with my own plan. It's not possible today. My boss just called and said there's something important at the company. I have to go. Mr. and Mrs. Lee, we'll talk later. After saying that, I rushed out of the hospital. But when I got home that night, all of them were in my apartment. I was wondering how they got the key to my house when I heard Tiffany's voice from inside. Mom, pour me a glass of milk. Not too hot, not too cold. I could only welcome them with a forced smile. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, and brother-in-law, why are you all here? And Tiffany, how did you get discharged? You just had surgery today. This could lead to infection. Tiffany's father replied expressionlessly. I asked the doctor, and he said she could be discharged. She just needs to rest well at home. Tiffany's brother's tone sounded like he was giving me an order. Brother-in-law, tomorrow is the weekend. We must go look at houses tomorrow. Even if we don't buy, we have to look. They stayed without being invited, found blankets, and slept on the sofa and in the guest bedroom. Early the next morning, Tiffany's father and brother dragged me out to look at houses. Of course, I refused. But they didn't give me any reason to refuse and forcefully dragged me into the car. They even wouldn't let me go back to get my phone when I realized I had forgotten it. All day long, they took me to several real estate sales centers and looked at many apartments. Surprisingly, they didn't ask me to buy a house or put down a deposit. They just dragged me around to look at houses. It wasn't until dark, when the real estate sales centers were closing, that they finally let me go home. And the father and son didn't come back to my house with me. They said they were going back to their hotel. When we parted ways, looking at the father and son, I felt like something was a little off. When I got home, I searched the house inside and out, but didn't find anyone. I hurried to find my phone. As soon as I got it, I dialed Tiffany's number, but her phone was turned off. I immediately felt uneasy and opened the live feed of the hidden cameras I had recently installed in the house. I discovered that after I was dragged away by Tiffany's father and brother, Tiffany had ransacked the house and taken the property deed. The camera footage also showed her fiddling with my phone for a long time. I quickly checked my phone and discovered that she had used it to borrow money from every lending app she could find. I instantly realized that she had taken the property deed to borrow a high-interest loan or to mortgage the house. When I bought the house, it was registered in her name. In my mind, mine was hers. I never thought about separating things, but I didn't expect her to take advantage of this loophole. I made a phone call and then went straight to bed and fell into a deep sleep. After all, I had walked so much that day, I was exhausted. The next day, after getting enough sleep and food, I went straight to find Tiffany's brother. I had booked the hotel for them when they arrived, and they were too cheap to switch. Finding them was a piece of cake. I sowed discord, telling him that his sister just wanted to earn money for herself and wouldn't buy him a house. This kid was easily provoked. In just a few words, he revealed that Tiffany was at the plastic surgery clinic. When I appeared in front of Tiffany, she was unfazed. "Who told you to come here and disturb me? I'm about to have surgery. Get out." After enduring it for so long, I could finally ask her what was on her mind. "I'm asking you, where did you take the property deed to our house? And why did you steal my phone and take out so many loans?" Tiffany's face became dinging ferocious. "You still dare to ask me? If you hadn't refused to pay, how could my breasts not be repaired? I had to go to the people's hospital. It's all your fault. The property deed is in my name. It's my house. I can sell it if I want. I can mortgage it if I want. It's because of you that I have no breasts. It's only right that you compensate me." I laughed in anger. "Huh, you're really good at twisting the blame. It was you who wanted breast implants, right? Now you're blaming me? You also spied on my credit and borrowed so much money." Tiffany glared at me fiercely. "Stop talking nonsense. We're going our separate ways. Don't bother me anymore. I feel disgusted just looking at a loser like you." Then she said smugly, "I'm going into the operating room for a full-body makeover. Let me tell you, I'm going to be in a TV series soon. That lousy director friend of yours is a scam. I can't even contact him. I actually believed a loser like you. Humph. But I have connections." I was speechless. "I'm a loser? Then what are you? You've been living off me, this loser, for so many years. What does that make you?" Tiffany was furious. "Get out, or I'll call the hospital security to kick you out. A useless man like you doesn't deserve to talk to me." She snorted coldly again. "I advise you to go back and pack up your clothes and go begging. Someone will be coming to take the house soon." Looking at her arrogant demeanor, I didn't speak. I just smiled, turned around, and left the hospital. After so long, it was time for me to reel in the net. In fact, I had already found a lawyer and filed a lawsuit against Tiffany. The house was originally paid for by me, and I was paying the mortgage. So I was the legal owner of the house, and I had already notified the lawyer to apply for a property preservation order. So the court had already frozen the house. What use was it for her to have the property deed? No matter which loan company investigated the house, they definitely wouldn't lend her money. But she had already borrowed a lot of money from loan sharks to have the surgery. I was waiting to see how she would repay the loan sharks. Through the investigation of a private investigator, I had already gathered all the information about the sleazy director, Tony, who Tiffany had been having an affair with. I sent all the filthy videos I had captured with the cameras to Tony's wife. I also sent these videos to entertainment reporters, which instantly caused an uproar online. Gossip-hungry netizens quickly dug up everything about Tiffany, leaving her with nothing to hide. Tony's wife even stormed into the plastic surgery clinic and beat up Tiffany, who was still lying in bed. Various tabloid reporters even live-streamed the drama online, and Tiffany instantly became the target of online abuse. Tiffany's plastic surgery had just been completed, and she needed to rest well, but she suffered several beatings. The implants in her body were all damaged to some extent, and she needed reconstructive surgery. But she didn't have the money for another surgery. She hadn't even finished paying for this one, so she had to flee the hospital with a crooked nose and a crooked face. Her brother and father even tracked her down and stole the remaining money she had for protection. Tiffany completely became a poor beggar on the streets, but the loan sharks wouldn't let her go. She couldn't repay the money, and the loan sharks were chasing her like shadows. Tiffany's scandal became known to everyone. Even when she begged, people were unwilling to give her money. She was hungry and scared, worse off than a stinking rat. One day, she actually came to me and said she wanted to go home with me, saying she was willing to stay by my side forever. I was disgusted even looking at her. I turned and walked away. She hugged my leg and knelt on the ground, crying and begging. "Honey, please forgive me. I'm your wife. You swore you would love me forever. You can't just stand by and watch me die." I kicked her hard, pushing her away, and then immediately walked away without looking back. Not long after, I received a notice from the police saying that Tiffany had died. She was killed by the loan sharks. The police said they were notifying me because when Tiffany died, she was clutching a piece of paper in her hand, and it said that the paper must be given to me. The paper had an address, the address of a storage locker, and a string of numbers, a password. I followed the address to the storage locker and retrieved the items inside. They were 2 life insurance policies. One policy had me as the insured and Tiffany as the beneficiary, and the other had Tiffany as the insured and me as the beneficiary. I then remembered that Tiffany had asked me for a lot of money and bought these 2 insurance policies. Holding these 2 insurance policies, I was filled with mixed emotions. In the end, I still gave Tiffany a proper burial. After receiving the huge insurance payout, I sold the house, quit my job, left this heartbreaking city, and began to travel the world. The rest of my life is for myself, and the rest of my life is for happiness.